Hello, how are you? I hope you're well. I hope you are having a fabulous weekend. I am recording this on Saturday, so if you're watching this in the off of the weekend, I hope that the weekend is on its way soon, and that you're doing well. So thanks for hanging out and catching up with me today. I've got an interesting little fidget here. I do this from time to time where I kind of step outside of the world of more of the, I guess what you could call premium material fidgets, and kind of lurk around on Etsy and see what I can find there that looks fun. And this fit the bill. This looked like a lot of fun. This is the cassette slider fidget, I believe is the name of it, from a shop on Etsy called Abundant3D. They are based in Riverside, California, if I recall correctly. If I got that wrong, I apologize. But for much of the same reason that I ended up picking up the ATI Walkman that I did some videos a while back, this was the same reason why I picked this up too. I mean, this is just straight shots of nostalgia here. It's a fun little fidget that actually has a lot of options, and I'll get into those. I actually found them because I was looking for Nintendo related either fidgets or PVC patches, and they do have a Nintendo controller fidget, not in the same mold as a Fidget Boy slider, but it actually looks like the controllers. And they also had this little 70s hockey mask, a Jason from Friday the 13th. And then they had this guy, and I was like, well, this looks fun. I'll be honest, it has been fun. First off, one of the best things about this is very low barrier to entry. This is, I believe, $20, and actually has a number of options. And let me get into those. You have some different options for this case. They had black, and they also had white for the case. I just got black because every other Walkman, or I had a dual cassette player when I was really young. They were always black. So, and then they also have a lot of options for the cassettes themselves. They had a series of different colors. This just kind of reminded me of tapes that I would often buy. I think they were Maxells or something, that looked fairly familiar, and I was like, oh, this is great. But they also have some glow-in-the-dark ones, which I thought were really cool. Some white cassette tapes, all sorts of different options. And I don't know if Abundant3D just has a bunch of them on hand, but this shipped really fast. So I've had it for a while, but they got it out to me really quick. So full credit to them. This is just a fun 3D printed fidget. And with the case itself, they have some pretty cool details. Obviously, we've got our play button. It's pretty prominent. It comes with this little thing for the keychain to hold on to, but it also has been printed with this belt clip and this side up to remind you where your cassettes are going to be coming out of. So without further ado, I think this thing has a couple of different levels or forms or formats to play in, and the first one is really just kind of using the play button, which kind of ironically ejects the first cassette. But this in and of itself, kind of fun to play around with. It's a little loud, but it's very crisp. How quickly this kind of shoots out, it's firm and it pops out with authority. You take this guy out, and then obviously the next one comes out. You put this down to the side here, and you've got your A, and you definitely have your B side because you need both. As a slider, I should, before I start getting into the sliding, these spools, which I thought was a lot of fun, these actually turn. So kind of playing on the nostalgia theme. If I don't honestly, or I can't find a number 2 pencil anywhere, so I don't know if the number 2 pencil fits. And if you're too young to get that reference, back in the day when we had cassette tapes and they would unwind, you would always have to use a pencil to get in there to turn the spool to get the tape back onto the spool correctly. So I don't know if number 2 pencil fits on these. I am interested to see if I do get an answer for that in a future video. I'll let you guys know. The tapes themselves are pretty true to what tapes really kind of look like. Obviously, these are much smaller, but you know, you've got the ridge here, and it kind of looks like the way that this was actually created. That in the middle, you know, if the light hits it right, it kind of looks like it could be like a tape. And I thought that was a lot of fun. So obviously, right off the bat, Abundant3D did a great job, because there's so many little details that they didn't need to put into this, and they did. So obviously, you know, they took a lot of time to think about this. So I really appreciate that, especially, you know, if you're just trying to crank out something, you don't need to do all this detail, and they did. And I think it's great. I really do enjoy that part of it. The sliding experience. So one thing I will say, it's got a very, very light touch. Because of these spools, because they are kind of freely in here, these spools can kind of get in the way sometimes and get caught. So, you know, they're not trying to give you a premium sliding experience here. These aren't metal. It's 3D, and it's. I think it's, you know, the goal of this is more of the nostalgia side. But that being said, this is still fun. I mean, you can still do some, you know, like, I'm terrible at these tricks. You guys know this, but you know, you can do these some of these things. So it still works as a slider. And, you know, kind of coupled with the case, coupled with just the design of it, it's a lot of fun. So let me go ahead and measure these. My scale, I believe the battery's dead, so unfortunately I won't be able to get the weight. I will say, because these are 3D printed, they're, you know, kind of in the same weight class as most 3D printed sliders. Very lightweight, very easy to carry around. So all right, so let's see. Let's do our millimeters first. I'll do some inches for you guys. So the length of these is 54.17 millimeters, 2.1 inches. And then we'll go for the width. Whoops. 34.95, so 35 millimeters basically, rounding up, and then 1.3 inches. And then the case is going to be a little bit larger. So to sort of the proper way to load these in is you just drop it in here first, and then just slide that in. So for the case, we'll say the width of this guy, 59 millimeters. Ooh, does this mean I have a dead battery in the way? 2.3, and then let me get the depth here with the clip before my batteries die. It's a race. About 1.2 and 30, oops, sorry, 31.94, so 32 millimeters. So yeah, let me turn this off before I'm gonna have to replace yet another battery, guys. Jeez. Okay, so would I recommend this? You know, it's hard for me to make recommendations, and I can tell you that I have enjoyed this. I don't think it's going to be for everybody. I think you know, you need to kind of brace yourself, I guess. It's not, like I said, that's not trying to be a premium sliding experience. You're kind of taking the package as a whole. You're kind of just going to enjoy it like that for what it is. It's not they designed this to they know their lane really well. So yeah, I've enjoyed this for 20 bucks. sure. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I think for some people though, this may not be great just because of the sometimes the slider gets a little stuck. But I don't know. I think it's a lot of fun. I was not upset that I bought this, so take that for what it's worth. So yeah, Abundant3D, I think you guys knocked it out of the park. Well done. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, about this, just let me know. And as always, I'll try to answer them. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for the really kind words. Yeah, things are better at work, and I really do appreciate it. So yeah, thank you guys. I'll have some more videos coming up pretty soon. But I hope this one was kind of fun. I know it's a little bit off the beaten path, but yeah, if you want to check out Abundant3D, they are on Etsy. So thank you guys again. Have a great night. Have a great week coming up. Hope it's a good one for you, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.